Important topic here on Living 808. A few weeks ago, we were talking about anxiety. We want to talk about an unfortunate problem that happens in Hawaii and around the world. That's suicide. So here from Ho'oko LLC, we welcome back Risa Kaulia and Edwina Reyes. Thank you, ladies. Always great to see you.
Thank you.
All right, this is a topic that unfortunately, people don't talk about until it's too late and say, oh, wow, we wish we knew or there's something we could do. So let's start off by touching on this issue in Hawaii and how you're able to help.
Well, so the first thing to understand is what suicidality is, and that's really thoughts, or we call them ideations, making plans, or even just a full attempt to take one's own life. And many people who think like that or engage in that way are either majorly depressed, sometimes they're experiencing loss in their life, someone passed away, or perhaps loss of a job. Sometimes they have some serious chronic medical issues like chronic pain, debilitating kinds of feelings, as well as mental health issues like maybe hearing voices or something like that. And so when people experience this, often they start thinking about contemplating their life and their time on Earth and whether or not they should remain here.
And Edwina, you have some sobering statistics that you want to share.
No, absolutely. So there actually are statistics out there in regards to suicide, specifically for Hawaii. And so Hawaii stats actually show that 34% of those who commit suicide is actually related to relationship problems. 26% of it is actually related to folks who have long-term illnesses or medical issues. 12% are related to divorces or breakups. And some other reasons why people will commit suicide are also related to like a major loss in their life, such as a job or maybe a career that they had. 3% of the population actually do commit suicide.
Wow, and that's a horrible number. Affects so many people, the ripple effect of that. You mentioned some of the loss and so forth. Are there other warning signs that we can look out for?
Absolutely. Some people think that suicide comes out of the blue, and sometimes that's true, but for the most part, there are actually red flags that people can be aware of, and those are things like a change in mood or behavior, significant changes, perhaps using substances, drinking more. People start giving their belongings away, and sometimes they talk about things like plans, not wanting to be here, wishing they were someplace else, wanting to be with loved ones who have passed on, those kinds of things.
What are you seeing with children and adolescents? Is it the same problem?
In Hawaii, our youth, suicide is actually the highest leading cause of death among our youth for those who are between the ages of 15 to 24 years old. And actually, there's a good percentage with middle school students actually where they actually have attempted suicide. And it's actually at a rate of about 3 students per classroom.
You're kidding.
No, and suicide rates are also much higher for more marginalized populations. Like, for example, maybe those youth who are LGBT, they're actually even at higher risk.
This seems like an obvious question, but we want to be able to know what should they do if they might be having these type of thoughts or feel like that someone they know might be thinking about it.
I think first and foremost is to reach out to somebody, talking to someone, anyone, whether it be a friend or a pastor or a mentor or a coach or something, lessens the chances that someone will follow through with the attempts. But other than that, also trying to get professional services with someone who can specialize in that area and help them through that time.
All right, we want people to know where they can find you, first on the web and where you're geographically located as well.
We're located in central Oahu in Waipio and in the Laniakea Plaza next to Costco. You can find us online at www.hookollc.com or call our office, 808-375-7712.
And as always, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your expert opinions. A lot of people out there, we all have issues to deal with, so we appreciate you coming in to tell us where we can go to get help.